It's already recording.
Great.
We'll jump right in if you want to.
Yeah, let's do it.
So, with me is Brad Kugelmass. Brad is a friend. We already had some adventures together.
Yes.
And I just want you people to get to know Brad and what he's been up to lately.
Yes.
So, shoot.
Yeah. So I'm Brett Kugelmass. I run the Energy Impact Center, which produces the Titans of Nuclear podcast. We've interviewed thousands, but we've published hundreds of these interviews up online where we detail through people's careers, their expertise. We get to ask tens of thousands of questions across the nuclear industry, all driving at the question, how do we make nuclear more prevalent? How do we use it to reverse climate change?
And so basically, Brad and I, we met each other like a year or two ago.
Probably 2 years at this point, yeah.
It's already 2 years in Boston.
That's right, yes.
And you were just beginning at that point.
I knew nobody at that point, yes. And you were extremely gracious to welcome me into the club.
Yeah. So ever since Boston, you basically catapulted yourself into the nuclear community, right? I mean, yes. You've basically interviewed anyone at this point.
Yeah.
Tell them about who was the most, I don't know, interesting person besides me.
Well, I was lucky. I got to interview you and Rowley in a time frame of a week apart from each other.
Exactly.
And two of the best interviews I've ever had. I mean, it's just so clear the commitment and the passion that you guys have towards the environment. So that really sticks with me at the end of the day. And it's hard being a nuclear advocate sometimes, right?
Oh.
It's hard. But having that conviction that you know what you're doing isn't just like a little bit better. It's not just the thing that's like a slightly better mousetrap. It's the thing that can provide humanity, all of humanity, clean air, clean water, prosperity for everyone, for all of time into the future. Exactly. I mean, that's why we keep going, right?
There's nothing bad about it.
Nothing bad about it. It's crazy.
Nothing bad about it. So I just wanted to keep this very brief. The only thing, and this has been shared before, but Brad and I, we went on this rat race one day. So he actually stayed at my place, and so he was in Brussels, and I picked him up, and he was like, we can do whatever we want. We have all the time in the world. So I showed him one of the failing nuclear power plants in Belgium. It's failing because of external pressure, not because of the technical stuff. And then we stopped to eat.
Hell yeah, that was crazy. Where were we? We were at the corner of three countries, the Netherlands, Belgium, and Germany. We were at the exact tri-point. And we were there to be able to, we climbed up to a tower to be able to look out and just gaze upon all the different power infrastructure that existed in these countries. You had a bunch of windmills that weren't spinning. You had a bunch of coal plants that were polluting. And then off in the distance, there'd be a nuclear plant that was just providing amazing clean electricity for millions of people. Okay? So that's what it looked like. And then
This is the backdrop.
Yeah, that's the backdrop, right? So then we go to get lunch, and we got like a cherry cobbler pie or something. What was that pie? It was some sort of cobbler or something.
Yeah, exactly. It's basically what the Americans call pie, but then in our version. It's not that dissimilar, actually.
And there were about 20 people in the restaurant. 18 of them were sitting around in a giant circle together, and then the two of us were off to the side. And
our voices carry, by the way. If you haven't noticed.
We've got personalities, okay? I just like to say we have personality.
Right.
And someone from this group walks over and they ask us, excuse me, guys, in a thick German accent, I believe it was.
Yeah.
Excuse me, or it could be Belgium, I don't know. Excuse me, guys, could you keep it down? And we said, of course, no problem. Sorry to interrupt your meeting. didn't mean to be disrespectful. Out of curiosity, what are you guys here to discuss?
It's a very difficult subject.
Yes.
It's about nuclear. And we all have to talk in a foreign language, so it's very difficult.
Which is why they wanted us to be quiet, because they had to discuss anti-nuclear sentiment and
anti-nuclear activists.
What are the chances that in that one place at one time you had a group of some of the most anti-nuclear activists and a group of the most pro-nuclear activists to ever exist, all in that exact same room?
Yeah. One guy from the U.S., one guy who's a local, and then, this hopscotch of people from everywhere talking anti-nuclear and, this dynamic duo coming in. And so after that, we went to the lignite pits. I showed him the lignite pits.
Still sits with me to this day.
Yeah.
Lignite is like brown coal. It's the worst polluting of coal, and I don't know if this is always the case, but in this case, they were literally just scooping out the earth. Like the normal earth, not a mountain, nothing like that. Literally just scooping out billions of tons of soil.
Yeah, it's billions.
Billions of tons of soil to unearth this pollutant. And we go back later to your house and we calculate the size of this hole.
Yeah. The
size of the hole was the size of Manhattan, okay? Not lengthwise, but it was like cut in half. Imagine if Manhattan was cut in half and folded over on itself, but still the exact same area of Manhattan.
And volume.
And so deep. No, bit more. Because so deep, you could have fit every single, the tallest building in all of Manhattan would have fit in that hole and not stuck out of the top. So the volume was just truly tremendous.
You could just, fill a little bit of it with Manhattan.
And but you know what? Can I go on a little side tangent?
Yeah, of course.
And people talk about, nuclear fuel is expensive to dig up,
and there's so much waste.
Right? No. But just imagine from just the fuel criticism perspective, because this isn't one that gets talked about much. But some people say, we've got the fuel's expensive; it's hard to find. If you can just apply those machines, which dug up Manhattan-sized quantities and applied them towards any other energy source, every energy would be cheap. There's a reason coal is cheap, right? Because they have innovated their way. Innovation, we'll give it to them.
They've industrialized it.
Those machines that they use are innovated and industrialized. Yeah. Some of the best engineers on this planet have worked to make coal cheap. Now just imagine if we did the same for nuclear.
Yeah. And the tools are there. So... That's it basically. I wanted just to keep it short. Brett happens to be in Vienna. I happen to be in Vienna.
Great to see.
This is just too great an opportunity to let fly. Yeah. Basically.
Thanks, guys.
That's it. And that's how we do it.
Awesome.
That's how we roll.